Actress Shannen Doherty has charmed and enchanted audiences for years with her talent, beauty, and rebellious spirit. Recently, the star, who's bravely battling stage 4 breast cancer, opened up and shared her hopes for the end of life. Doherty discussed details about her ideal funeral service and the select few she wants in attendance. Join Facts First as we explore her funeral vision and what her wishes say about her outlook on living and dying with purpose. Doherty's cancer journey. Shannen Doherty's battle with breast cancer has been long and arduous. In 2015, at 44 years old, the former Beverly Hills 90210 star received the devastating diagnosis of stage 2 invasive breast cancer. Doherty promptly underwent a single mastectomy, followed by grueling rounds of chemotherapy and radiation. The intense treatments took a toll, but Doherty emerged triumphant when she announced in April 2017 that she was finally in remission. Her recovery seemed nothing short of miraculous, given the aggressiveness of the disease. The indomitable actress had faced the challenge head-on, showing strength and vulnerability in equal measure. Doherty chronicled her journey publicly, providing inspiration to countless others confronting their own health crises. Tragically, the reprieve was short-lived. In early 2020, ominous blood tests indicated a recurrence. Further testing confirmed the worst. Doherty's cancer was back with a vengeance, now metastatic at stage 4. This meant the disease had spread beyond her breast to other parts of her body. Still, the actress refused to surrender hope, taking roles in TV movies like List of a Lifetime. Doherty valiantly fought to prove cancer would not define her. The next blow came in 2021. Doherty shared that cancer cells had now reached her brain, requiring emergency surgery. Radiation soon followed to attack the invaders. Later that year came news of even further spread to her bones. She underwent increasingly rigorous treatments, joined clinical trials, and explored alternative therapies. Her spirit in the face of relentless hardship has won widespread admiration. Though her future remains uncertain, she continues to live life passionately on her own terms. Doherty's funeral vision. Though still very much engaged with living, Shannen Doherty has recently turned her thoughts to the kind of send-off she'd like to have after she passes. Rather than a somber affair, Doherty envisions her funeral as a vibrant, upbeat celebration of life. This should come as no surprise, as the actress has always done things differently and on her own terms. Ever since childhood, Doherty relished challenging expectations and flouting convention. Now facing mortality, she wants the same unconventional spirit reflected in her farewell. She specified that rather than being buried, she wants her remains cremated and combined with the ashes of her beloved dog and father. This poetic blending of loved ones' remnants reflects her quirky soul and eternal bond with cherished companions, human and animal alike. Rather than a maudlin church service, Doherty desires a party vibe, with her home serving as host for a joyful gathering of her nearest and dearest. She imagines an uplifting event where amusing stories and fond memories will flow freely, bringing more laughter than tears. The guest list will comprise her innermost circle and a strictly curated crew of close intimates. Anyone obligated by duty over genuine devotion will find themselves excluded. She intends the celebration to emanate positive energy, steering clear of any heaviness or gloom. She hopes the experience will provide inspiration and catharsis to those present. Never one to passively accept others' expectations, Doherty is orchestrating an occasion as unique and spirited as the remarkable life it honors. Though the end remains distant, she's approaching it with bravery, humor, and intention, all the qualities that have defined her. The Unwanted Guests. Though wanting her funeral to be intimate, Shannen realizes some may attend out of obligation. She's made it clear that fair-weather friends trying to save face are decidedly not welcome. Only those who have truly cherished her in life will make the exclusive guest list. Doherty has been burned enough times to develop keen radar for disingenuous relationships. She's cautioned that many may fake closeness once she's gone to avoid looking uncaring, but she has no patience for posthumous pretenders. She wants to surround herself only with people who have enriched her life, not drained it. Having spent decades in the fickle Hollywood ecosystem, Doherty is under no illusions about its fleeting friendships. She knows better than most the loyalties that instantly evaporate when usefulness expires. While fame grants proximity to many, it rarely cultivates profound connection. For Doherty, her funeral provides the perfect opportunity to purge pretenders. She's made it clear the list of those she prefers not attend is quite extensive. She imagines some may squirm, realizing they've been excluded from the final guest list. But Doherty doesn't care about sparing the feelings of fair-weather industry associates or bandwagon friends. Her send-off is reserved for cherished loved ones only. Rather than worry about perceptions, Doherty wants to surround herself with people who knew the real her. She understands funerals often become filled with mere acquaintances trying to network or gawk behind a veil of caring. But the famously candid actress has no time for such fakery as her days dwindle. She wants human connection, not performances or platitudes at the very end. Vulnerability and perspective. Amidst her devastating cancer battle, Shannen makes a point to remain vulnerable instead of projecting a constant facade of strength. She understands the importance of releasing emotions rather than bottling them up. Though she exudes resilience publicly, she confesses there are times she needs to cry alone and fully feel her painful reality. Doherty refuses to minimize the gravity of her condition or plaster on a plastic smile. She acknowledges while optimism is vital, glossing over agony benefits no one. She believes portraying honesty and authenticity is more constructive than upholding a relentless guise of fearlessness. This raw transparency has become a hallmark of her journey. While many celebrities hide behind slick PR statements, she shares searing insights from her frontline experience. She posts photos depicting the harsh toll of surgeries, chemo, and radiation on her body. She does it not for shock value, but to reveal the unsanitized truth. She also pens unflinching journal entries detailing her physical and emotional state. These reflections illustrate the oscillating ups and downs navigating each day with stage 4 cancer entails. She continues working to prove one can fully live despite grave illness. While devastating realities exist, she also focuses on deriving meaning from her plight. She feels embracing vulnerability has enriched her perspective on what matters most. She tirelessly advocates for cancer funding and policy reform. Rather than asking, "Why me?" Doherty seeks to leverage her experience for broader good. She focuses on making the most of whatever time she has left. Above all, she doesn't want the remainder of her life defined by disease. She wants to be remembered for who she is, not what's attacking her body. Now it's time to hear from you. If you were in Shannen's shoes, what would your ideal funeral look like? Let us know in the comments section below.